Now let's move on to Perseverance. All right, so Perseverance, you know the little helicopter that's flying along with it right now? It's on its way to Mars, the first helicopter ever to be off planet on another planet that will hopefully fly and get us data, pictures, movies, videos of Mars from a helicopter? Like, how crazy is that? I was on Inverse earlier, and it says the Mars helicopter has already passed its first crucial test. Hello again, Stefan. How you doing? Um, so he wants to fly SN5 again after flying SN6. Really? That's crazy. That'd be amazing. Um, so the Ingenuity helicopter passed its first test. Mars helicopter also knows Ingenuity is riding along with Perseverance rover on a long journey to Mars. The two are only 1 week into a 7-month journey, making this the perfect time to make sure that the helicopter can actually function in space. Who is this? Tim Canham from JPL said that there's a big milestone that's passed. It was our first opportunity, wink, wink, to turn on Ingenuity and give its electronics a test drive since we launched on the 30th. So everything went by the book. We'll perform the same activity about every 2 weeks to maintain an acceptable state of charge. So they had to make sure that this little guy right there, this little guy, that little helicopter is going to Mars, is going to be okay. When they get there, they'll have enough juice to get this thing off the ground and fly. Oh, so it's under the rover. So I have an opportunity up here, a little tiny opportunity rover, and is that right? Uh, there will be Ingenuity right in the bottom there, like right under here. There's a notch cut out for it, and as you can see, this thing is big. It's like well, this one's not typically big, but the rover itself is like a small car. So imagine like the back seat of a small car, and then you put a little drone in there, like about that size, and then you drive, like it deploys underneath the car. The car drives away. The helicopter's still there. The car drives away. The rover drives away. It parks itself someplace far away so it could take pictures and get data of the helicopter. And then the helicopter starts up, runs through all of its diagnostics, and then it flies. Like this thing's going to do a hop and go. I'm not sure exactly how far it's going to go, but it's not planned to go super far. But it's going to do a hop. It's going to take photos, take video, and report data and scan the area with, I think it's LiDAR, some sort of radar, to check out the topography and see if this technology actually works. And that's going to be super cool. So that's the next thing. This thing works right now. It's firing up fine, testing out everything okay. Ingenuity test has been flown on Earth. So this is the thing, the Mars helicopter. Let's do a little full screen here. This little Mars helicopter, it's pretty freaking sweet. So check this out. It drives away. It's just like, all right, let's boot this baby. Goes to a certain distance away, observes the helicopter. Helicopter fires up. Little solar cells on top. Make sure it can continue its work after it lands. And then it flies up. Does its recon for a little while. Positions itself, flies away. Like I have a couple toy drones that I fly. So it'll be taking pictures along the way too. And something like this is absolutely insane. Like I can barely fly one of these things in my backyard without hitting a tree or something. So yeah, I couldn't imagine the technology that goes into figuring out how to fly this thing remotely. There's no guy with a controller, like it has a flight path already programmed into it, and it's just going to get up, go that way, and land. Right. So like for me, as somebody who has drones and has flown drones into power lines on accident and has flown drones too far away and they just keep going and you lose them forever. This is hard stuff. And I've lost a couple drones due to out of range. It's just it's a bad thing, right? It's a bad thing. But these people that design this know how hard it is, and they have hopefully got it down to a science. And when they launch this thing, I really hope we can get some good photos and videos of Perseverance and the Martian floor. That'd be great. No trees on Mars. I know, Jamie, right? Yeah. So these people programmed it for like basically like a flattish surface. And there's no buildings, there's no cars in the way, there's no people walking around, there's no dogs running around, there's no telephone poles, there's no electric lines, there's nothing in the way, so they can go up, go across, go down. There could be boulders, there could be rocks, so the landing might not be perfect, but it's going to be as flat as can be. And Perseverance, they are going to be landing Perseverance in a very flat area, so they want to make sure that this helicopter was ready to go. But they're crazy, right? The rover is the pilot, right? Yeah. So it's all like it's part of the programming for the um what's it called? It's part of the programming from the developers of the aircraft to work with Perseverance and kind of like use it as a bouncing, like a GPS bounce. So Perseverance knows where the chopper is or the helicopter, and the helicopter knows where Perseverance is. They know they can see each other and they'll work together. So that's really cool, but it's passed its first test, which is this thing alive? If yes, send a message back that says you're alive. Dust devils, maybe, Jamie. That's possible. There's air on Mars, just much less density than Earth. The rover needs to spin really fast. Yeah, I wonder what the RPMs are on this thing. Mars Ingenuity rotor RPM. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Let's just check it out. Let's see. Max speed is 22.37 miles per hour. Let's see here. This is on their Wikipedia page. It's 4 pounds, which is 1.8 kilograms. It's 5 inches, about that big. 5 inches cube. It's really tiny, about that big. The height is 31 inches with the rotors, so it's like, I don't know if that's right. 31 inches is probably like that tall. Seems about right. So yeah, it's tiny. It's really small. Is planned to make the first powered flight on any planet beyond Earth and is expected to fly up to 5 times during its 5-day test campaign. So if it flies once, that's a win. If it flies once and crashes and we get data, that's a win. If it flies 5 times completely, that is insane. That's insane. And hopefully it does. That would be really amazing. So it can be autonomous, controlled during its short flights, although flights will be telerobotically planned and scripted by controllers at JPL. We'll communicate with the Perseverance rover directly after each landing. If it works as expected, NASA could build on the design for future Mars missions. So that's what they do. They build something that works, right? So they build a small rover. They build a bigger rover. With better equipment, and they use the framework from the first couple to build something new, and that's what they're going to be doing with this helicopter as well. So hopefully this is a good test mission, and it works out well, and I can't wait for these freaking pictures, man. It's going to be absolutely insane. RPM is 2,400. That's crazy. Thanks for that. Do you know why SpaceX is building so many nose cones? Probably because they're going to blow them up. Probably because like things are gonna break and they have to strap them onto a new rocket if one of them breaks. Are you talking about the SN series? Let's see here. So yeah, hopefully this all works out, and Ingenuity works and we get some helicopter footage, some drone footage, basically.